and welcome to Branch of Israel. This is Rabbi Roger coming to you from God's beautiful country, Israel. In America, this time of year is known as spring cleaning, with winter drawing to a close and the flowers starting to sprout, making the ground look beautiful. In Israel, we do the same thing, except people clean their houses coincidentally this time of year because Passover is coming. With the Passover, there are many, and I emphasize many, spiritual lessons that can be learned from this holiday. However, today I want to focus on one area in which I never heard anyone ever speak on. But before we get there, I want to step you through part of the process of where we are in the Passover meal, or Seder as we call it in Hebrew. Keep in mind, a lot of this has been instituted by the rabbis throughout history. So we cleaned our house. Why? Because we're expecting a very important guest. We have set the table, prepared all the food, and now we're ready for the guests. Everyone starts to arrive, but where's our very important guest? Oh, there he is. But wait a minute, he has someone with him. I wonder who he is. Well, no time for small talk. We must get started. I'll give the two of them an honored seat because after all, honorable people hang with honorable people. The mother lights the candles. Our honored guest welcomes everyone and begins with the blessing of the first of 4 cups of wine. This is the cup of sanctification. Wow, we cleansed our physical house, now we're cleansing our spiritual house as well. Then after this, we wash our hands to cleanse the outside. We have the dipping of the greens. Usually it is parsley dipped into salt water. According to rabbinic tradition, we dip this twice. The first is Israel going into the sea and coming out unharmed. The second is for the Egyptian army who tried to follow them. Also, the parsley can be likened to the hyssop plant being dipped into the blood to put it on the doorpost. As we were doing this, I noticed something of awe. Our special guest just happened to be dipping at the same time his honored friend was. Then I saw him lean over to him and whisper something. The look on his friend's face was of dismay. Shame and fear welled up inside of him. What did he say to him? What would cause one to go from happy to sad in a split second at such a joyous occasion? Then out of the clear blue, he stood up with tears in his eyes, looked at everyone, thanking them for such a good time, but he remembered that he had something important he had to do. Then he cordially let himself out. What just happened? Later learned that our honored guest, Jesus, told his friend to take care of business that he must do, but it was not good at all. He was into bribery, murder, lying, anger, and hatred. He was so full of shame that he eventually hung himself. Jesus loved him and wanted his soul for the kingdom because he came to save the lost, the hurting, and the sick. Are you ready should he come tonight? Will you receive him as your Lord and Savior? If you want to get in touch with us or get on our mailing list, visit branchofisrael.com. That's branchofisrael.com. Again, this is Rabbi Roger coming to you from Israel, and thank you so much for listening. Lehitraot, goodbye, or see you again.